Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you are well. Today I'm going to go a little bit off topic because I would like to help you find some really great Christian music, because I know that it can be really difficult to scour YouTube or the internet in general to find some new artists or some new groups and bands. And so I thought, before I do my next book video, I will share with you a few favourites of mine. And I know that not everything I like you will like, because we all have different tastes in music, and we all have different periods, different seasons of time when one thing we might really like and another time it might get on our nerves. So I don't expect you to like everything, but I hope this list will help you. I will leave a big list in the description box so that you can check it out, and I will actually tell you of a certain song that artist has sung which has blessed me. I won't leave the link only because there are songs that are done in different ways on YouTube, so you'll get the same song that would be, say, for example, an acoustic version, or you might get a studio version or a live version, and I'll leave that for you to decide which one that you would like to listen to. So I will just list the name of the artist or the group or the band and a suggested song for you to look up under their name on YouTube so that you can have a listen and hopefully it will bless you. I have loads of favourite Christian artists and bands, and I'm sure you do too, and please let me know if there is a group or a band who you really want me to maybe do a review on, or if I've forgotten and you think, oh, how could you not say that person, how could you not have that person on your list? I do apologise, but please let me know in the comments box if there's anybody who you really love who I haven't mentioned, or if there's a particular song, because we know Christian music is a minefield and I'm bound to forget certain artists. So I do apologise beforehand if I haven't listed your favourite singer or band. Now this is in no particular order, but I will just start very quickly telling you all the people who have blessed me, and these are people who are consistently amazing. They write their own songs, a lot of them, and they are consistently really blessed artists who I do believe you will get something out of them. So the first one is a lady called Shannon Wexelberg. She is a Canadian singer, and if you like really beautiful female voices, songs that are quite, not power ballads, but they're really emotional type songs. It's hard to explain what I mean, but you'll know when you listen to one of her songs. A suggestion I would like to give you is one called Jehovah Shalom. You will see a thumbnail on YouTube when you type that in of a lion, and if you're going through a really hard time and you're really feeling like you need the peace of God, it's a beautiful one, not just to listen to, but to look at, because as the lion is walking around and wandering through the fields, it is tending and nuzzling its cub, and it's a really lovely analogy, visual analogy of Jesus looking after us as the Lion of Judah. So I hope that blesses you. Another nice one is one of hers called Cling. Right, the next person is Miriam Webster. I'm sorry, I'm off that age where I have flushes and I'm really hot, so I'm going to use my list now as a fan because I am really hot. I shall have to start taking some layers off in a minute. Sorry about that. Miriam Webster used to partner with Darlene Zschech from Hillsongs, and she often sang on their worship albums, mainly their older albums, and she has got a beautiful voice, what I would call a power ballad voice. If you really like strong voices, strong female voices, She is a great person to have on in your car, really loud. You know, when there's nobody else in your car and you're driving somewhere and you just want to just have Jesus proclaimed really strongly. I know it doesn't matter about the volume, but you know what I mean when you're in your car on your own. So a lovely one for you to try is one of hers called Fall Upon Your Knees. Another one is a duet with Darlene Sheck from Hillsongs, and it's called Jesus Won It All. Those two are just great ones to have really loud in your car. The next person is a Nigerian man called David G. He has a great powerful voice, and like all the singers on my list, you can tell that when they sing, they're not doing it to perform. They're not doing it to say, look at me, aren't I talented? They really are praising the Lord and lifting up his name, and all they care about is bringing glory to Jesus. One of his songs that's really good is one just simply called Hallelujah. The next one is a group, I'm sure many of you have heard of these, Casting Crowns. How could I not have Casting Crowns on here? Jesus, Friend of Sinners is just an amazing song. I'm not even going to try and explain it. You can just listen to it. Another great one is one called Only Jesus. And it's all about what we should be doing, which is working for the Lord, but not looking for awards, dove awards even. Just working for God, bigging up Jesus, just because he's worthy of praise, not because we want to get glory. And Casting Crowns are really good at reminding us of that. Another great trio this time is a group called Phillips, Craig and Dean. All three of them are pastors of different churches, and they all got together quite a few years ago, and they've made some great albums. A really lovely one of my favourites is a song called When God Ran. I've heard this played at funerals, and when you see the words, it will make you cry because it's a wonderful one for funerals. Charity Gale. She is what I would call a newer artist. Newer probably because I have only discovered her, I think, in 2019. She is from a gathering called People and Songs. And they, again, you can tell they're not doing this for glory. They're doing it to glorify Jesus, and they get together and they just sing the most amazing songs. Please listen to her song called Amen. It's wonderful. There's a guy on there as well called Joshua Sherman who does some of the extra vocals further on into the song. He's got a lovely voice. So People and Songs themselves, if you type into YouTube People and Songs, you will find many, many more songs of theirs. Please try out My God Fights For Me. Amazing song. Also Melanie Slay, who is one of the singers. They're all great. I'm sorry if I've missed out one of the great singers from People and Songs, but I couldn't list them all. If you could try out Hell or High Water by Melanie Slay, that is great too. I know you'll be blessed. Now, if you prefer more traditional type worship, hymns, if you don't like the sound of drums, electric guitars, and you know that sort of rowdy type music that is quite popular now, and you just want peaceful hymns, you want to hear music but you don't want to hear all that modern sort of drum beats, then Bracken and Lindsay Kirkland from Sounds Like Rain, Rain as in R-E-I-G-N, they are great and you would love them. Lindsay has the most gorgeous, pure voice. They do use instruments. Bracken loves to use old-fashioned type instruments. I don't even know what the name of the instrument is he uses. He has this percussion instrument, but they use old-fashioned type instruments. But they are really your traditional Christians who just love the Lord, no frills, but are really talented. And on a lot of their videos, their 6 sons, well, not the last one because it's a baby, but their 5 sons sing along with them, and it's not cheesy and it's not horrible. You know, some people don't like to hear children's voices, especially American children's voices. And sorry to say that, but there are a lot of English people that don't like the sound of American children's voices. I love them, but I know a lot of people find the tone horrible. But please, please, please don't let that put you off. Please check them out, because they're children. They do backing vocals and they sing along, and it's lovely. And it actually adds to the beautifulness, if that's a word, beautifulness of their singing. So the song that I'm going to recommend to you from Bracken and Lindsay Kirkland is He Is Exalted. And their children sing wonderfully on that song. So please let me know what you thought, especially if it really blessed you, because they have a great channel and their music is wonderful. Now, a lot of you Christian artists, a lot of you Christian people, you would have heard of Chris Tomlin. He is quite popular right now. And if you haven't heard Is He Worthy, please, please, please. I even don't mind if you bounce off my video. I know it's not good for SEO and Google, but so what? I want you to be blessed. If you want to just bounce off right now and go and find the song Is He Worthy, please do, because you are going to be blessed. Jason Crabb. He's another power ballad singer. And he comes from the Crabb family, who are connected with the Gaithers. Don't let that put you off. If you don't like Southern Gospel, that's fine. Like I said, we all have different tastes in music, but Jason Crabb sings wonderful songs. And the one that I'm recommending to you is a song called When He Was on the Cross, I Was on His Mind. And yes, it is a little bit Southern Gospel-y, and if you don't particularly like that sort of slight country western with slight southern drawly sort of music, that's fine. You will love this song. Sticking with people who are connected to the Gaithers, David Phelps. He is probably, apart from Sandy Patty, who I'll mention later, he is probably the power ballad of all power ballads singers that I know who are Christian, that sing wonderful Christian songs. Please check out his song No More Night. The length of the, what am I trying to say? The way he does the ending, the long note, that's what I'm trying to say. The long note he puts at the end of that song, it's worth listening to just for that. Brilliant. And I don't know if I should say this, maybe I'm going a bit off topic too much, but for those of you who are parents and you are from England and you watch CBeebies with your children, I don't know if something special is on still, but there's a man called Justin who does the show, and he has a character called Mr. Tumble. But forget about Mr. Tumble for a minute. There's something about David Phelps that reminds me of the character from something special. That's not a criticism, but I must admit sometimes David Phelps is busting out this wonderful song and suddenly I think of Justin and Mr. Tumble and I want to laugh. I totally ruined the moment for myself. But anyway, I'm sure they were separated at birth. Tabitha Lemaire. Now, I love French worship. French music is, oh, I just love it. Tabitha Lemaire sings wonderful French songs. She has a song called Tu es le chant que je chante. Now, you'll probably need to go into my list to understand what I'm saying because my French pronunciation is not very good. You probably haven't a clue what I've just said. And there's another one called Attire-moi à toi. That is the French version of Draw Me Close to You. So if you are familiar with Michael W. Smith's song Draw Me Close to You, I don't know if he wrote it, but I associate Michael W. Smith with that song initially. You will love this song. Jamie Grace. Now she is more for your teenage Christian child, teenage girl. She's a great example of purity and chastity, and she does some great videos encouraging girls to stay pure until they're married. And she's got a song called White Boots, which is all about staying pure until you are married. But the song that I am going to recommend that you listen to is called Here. She sings it with her sister, Morgan Harper Nichols, and it's just a great fun song, just reminding ourselves that Jesus is here. She doesn't mention Jesus in the song, And I know some of you might think, oh, you could be singing to your boyfriend. But it's a great song, so I hope that doesn't put you off, because it's really good. And she writes all her songs anyway, so that's a bonus. Soaking music. Soaking music is this wonderful meditative music that people who really just want to just bask in the presence of Jesus love. And to me, the queen of soaking music is a lady called Judy True. She has a song called Heaven's Embrace, and it reminds me of a time when I had a dear friend who was dying of an incurable brain disease, and she didn't know who I was anymore, and I was on my own with her in her house, and she didn't want to talk to me. But I thought to myself, one day her brain's going to be healed, because she's going to be in heaven, and we're all going to be in heaven together, and one day I'm going to be able to look at her straight in the face, and she's going to know me again, and most of all, she's going to be Jesus. And I played this song, Heaven's Embrace, and it was just such a wonderful comfort to me to know that even though I'm sitting here with a girl that's suddenly become like a stranger because of this unfortunate brain disease, that one day she is going to pass away and she's going to have heaven's embrace. So it's a wonderful, comforting song, and Judy True's got a wonderful voice. Joshua Aaron, now he is a Jewish singer, and so most of his songs are of a Jewish sort of style. Again, that is the type of music that you may not be keen on, but please check out Gadol Elohai. That is a mixture of Jewish, Hebrew and English, and that is the song How Great is Our God. Sing with me, How Great is Our God. Name above all names, that song. Notice I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to cause you all to suddenly switch off, because I sing like a crow. In fact, you sing better than me, don't you? Right, so check out Joshua Aaron. And while we are talking about Jewish music, Hebrew music, there is a group of, well, a collection of CDs called Praise to Our God. And on Praise to Our God 4 and Praise to Our God 5, there are some great songs. My favourite is one called Gadol Adonai, and that is on the Praise to Our God series, and I think it's Praise to Our God 5. Please check that out. It's a group of, well, it's a church, but they're singing in Hebrew, and it's a wonderful song. Please, please, please play it as loud as you can get away with, because it's really good. Minister G-U-C. I will put that in the, well, they're all down there, but you will understand why he is called G-U-C when you look him up. He sings a song called All That Matters, and that's all that matters. Jesus is all that matters, and when you hear that song, you probably won't want to hear anything else on my list, because it is really good. CeCe Winans, I'm sure lots of you have heard of CeCe Winans. Still going strong, and it's great. Now, if you're familiar with her, I'm sure you know that CeCe Winans, when she ministers, she stops and she tells you why she's ministering to you. She talks about the word, she talks about how Jesus has encouraged her to write these lyrics. And she has got a whole concert on YouTube that is not a live concert that can put you off, or, you know, when the camera goes on the audience and they're worshipping and all you want to see is the artist because it's distracting. Well, what she does, she's got a studio version of her concert called Believe For It, and this is quite a new song. She's singing new songs from her album. I'm sure you've heard the song All My Life You Have Been Faithful. I don't think that's her song, but she sings that on there as well, and it's wonderful. Just type in CeCe Winans Believe For It concert and you'll get over 50 minutes of CeCe Winans singing in a studio with her backing singers and her musicians, and every now and again she'll stop and she'll reflect, and you'll see footage of her just sat down on a settee, just calmly explaining why she wrote those particular songs. And I think Alabaster Box is on there. You know Alabaster Box, great, so it's wonderful to have that on there again. Nicole Mallon, My Redeemer. In fact, I think the song is just called Redeemer. Not much else to say about that. It's based on the book of Job, when Job says, but I know my Redeemer lives. Please check her out, she's great. Now, we're going to go back to the 80s. There was a series of CDs, there were records in those days, LPs, called the Maranatha series, and they were called Praize 1, Praize 2, right up to I think Praize 16. And they had a girl on there that used to sing a lot of the solos, called Kelly Willard. Beautiful. She's very similar to Lindsay Kirkland. Do you remember me talking about Bracken and Lindsay Kirkland, how they sing traditional? Well, the voices are very similar, I think. So check out Kelly Willard on her own. They are a little bit old-fashioned, Kelly Willard songs that are on YouTube, so that might put you off a bit. But one of the Maranatha songs that is on Praize 18, Praize 18, so I was wrong, it must have gone up to about 20. It's a song called I Stand in Awe. Lovely. You'll really like it, especially if you like the older sort of more 80s type. Well, it's not 80s like in pop 80s, so you don't have to worry about the synthesizers and things like that, but you know what I mean. Sandi Patty, I've got there at last. Sandi Patty, she was known as The Voice in America. She's been singing, I don't know, she's been singing for decades, and she's still going strong. She has joined the Gaithers now because she's way into that age of being a Gaither, but her songs are timeless. In the Name of the Lord is the song that I'm going to recommend to you. I would warn you though, if you have never heard of Sandi Patty and you have any vases or glasses nearby, shut the glasses away in the cupboard and put the vases on the floor, because they will shatter when she hits the high notes. Wow, she has got an amazing voice. I can understand why she was called The Voice, and you will understand when you hear her. Right, moving on, I've almost finished. If you want a little bit of fun, and when I mean fun, there's a lady, beautiful lady, who takes modern secular pop songs and she turns them into Christian songs. She just changes the words, but it's not cheesy. I know you might be thinking, oh, that's really cheesy. No, she doesn't do it in a cheesy way. Her name is Becca Shea. She has taken Ed Sheeran's Shape of You and turned that into the most brilliant Christian song. And other songs she's done really well with are Camila Cabello's Havana, Justin Bieber's Holy, Julie Michaels' Issues, and Demi Lovato's Sorry Not Sorry. So if you like, I don't know, if you want to sort of like encourage your non-Christian friends with Christian music, but you don't want to be too heavy, she'd be a great person to share videos with your non-Christian friends, because they're already familiar with Ed Sheeran and all those people, and she does it in a really non-cheesy way. Believe me, it's worth checking Becca Shea out. So I think that's my lot. Yes, I don't want to give you too many. Please let me know what songs that I have recommended that you have really liked, ones that you never knew about, or artists, and please let me know in the comments box what your favourite artists are. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you have a blessed day, and whatever you do, praise the Lord. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord, because he is fantastic. Now, I'm not very techie, so I'm looking on my table thinking, where is that remote thing that I need to use so that you don't see me go up to the camera and go like that. But you know what? I don't think it's working. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to come really close and press that button like all the amateurs do, but I am an amateur. Bye-bye, take care, see you soon.